Shah. There was no footwork. He was trying to play the ball from the crease. Was beaten quite a few times. Confidently played.
Shah around the wicket trying to cramp Hasaranga. Just spoke about how he approaches spin as well. Favors that offside. Batting to come Dushmanta Chamira, Mahesh Tikshana and Asita Fernando. That's not a lot there.
Hence, it's highly imperative for these two batters to forge a partnership here. Plenty of overs left. That's a good delivery.
Pakistan at this stage of their innings were 166 for 4, 40 runs behind. Partnership between Hussain Talat and Salman Ali Agha starting to build momentum at this stage. With the wickets falling in the Sri Lankan innings, that white line, white worm, which was flying early, now changing direction towards the green worm.
Surprisingly, we haven't seen a lot of control from Shaheen Shah Afridi this evening, but that happens. You don't fall into a good rhythm and hence you start to spray the ball around. But his second spell was impressive.
Runs with the shot, they get it. Good understanding between these two. You need to look at each other's face and then respond. Yep, signs of dew. It doesn't look like it's really troubling the bowlers, but yes, you'd like to keep it dry so it allows you to run the fingers over. Get some grip of the pitch. Played in the same school team, Kamindu Mendis, Hasaranga, growing up together along with Asalanka as well for Richmond College in Galle. Just imagine what a strong school team that would have been.
And not a lot of dew, but there is, and that's why the rag.
आगे की कहानी जानने के लिए देखिए धमाकेदार शो गोल्ड डिगर कहीं.
The winds have dropped. Flags were fluttering earlier in the evening. Oh, he saved a lot of runs, Sam Ayub, in that region. 209 for 6. Sri Lanka's highest successful chases. We're talking against Pakistan here in ODIs. The highest 289 in Dambul in 2009. Here, they're chasing 300. 91 more required. 78 balls remaining. The required rate around 7. So all those numbers, very much manageable. But just the 4 wickets in hand. Fahim Ashraf. Picking up those singles, which is a good thing. It's not all about the boundaries. Get closer, that's what they'll be thinking. Maybe bat till the 42nd, 43rd, then reassess and see what you need to do. Until then, keep chipping away.
Yeah, the situation requires from these two batters to stay busy. Keep on working the ball into the gaps. The Pakistani captain, plenty to think about.
There have been some outstanding efforts here today. Ball by Ashraf. Bottom edge onto the stumps, and it's the big wicket of Kamindu Mendis.
He's an able exponent of those slow deliveries. And so many times we have seen him picking out wickets with those deliveries. And once again, breaks the partnership. Obliged the captain who brought him in to the attack for this. Break the partnership. Mendis goes for 9. 210 for 7 Sri Lanka.
Usman Tamira, an average of 12, his highest score 29. He's with 90 required. He's got Hasarangar at the other end. The steep mountain to climb. Just at the right time, Pakistan always able to pick up those wickets.
Yeah, disguised it quite nicely. Couldn't pick that slow delivery, lack of bounce. Worked for the bowler. Is growing in confidence as a cricketer. Fahim Ashraf. He contributes with the bat and then picks up important wickets.
Lots of starts for the Sri Lankan batters. Plenty of 30s and 20s. Now if Pakistan continue to be clumsy as they have been throughout this bowling effort, extras could end up being the highest score in the Sri Lankan innings. Already 25. Lots of wides, 21.
But there were situations, Russell, where Sri Lanka started to threaten Pakistan. But you have to give credit to Shaheen Shah Afridi, who stayed calm and kept on thinking about how to break downfall of Sri Lankan batters. It's been good captaincy and the ballers responding to captain's call. That's why no batsman was allowed to go big.
Good over from Ashraf. Sri Lanka 210 for 7. Harish Rauf, the standout. 4 wickets. The first 3 that he picked up. So important. Sri Lanka were running away with it. 85, the opening partnership.
throughout. This ODI has been very engrossing. Like you said, it ebbed and flowed, scales tipped, but now Pakistan in charge. You could easily say they have the stranglehold of the game.
But not enough. Picked up 7 wickets. The rate rising rapidly, the required rate. When you look at the bowlers available for Shaheen Shah, he's got 2 overs after this. Nasim's got 1 remaining. Rauf 2. Fahim Ashraf, he's been very impressive. Probably the least threatening out of the 4 seamers, but look at his figures. 1 for 20 off 6. Turn whichever way he wishes. Shaheen Shah Afridi, 217 for 7. .299 for 5. Pakistan made with until that innings ended. We never thought they'll get there, because it was somewhat a struggle that started the innings or the first 25 overs. There's a fielder in the deep. This is the type of time that a player like Chamir can really even surprise himself.
Trendy college styles now on Meesho. Download the app for up to 35% off on your first order.
Number of wickets that have fallen. Power play to the second phase of the innings is the problem that Sri Lanka faced.
Around 130, 34 for Fahim Ashraf. With that pace at this level, as a bowler, you need to be clever. And the reason why he's been successful in the recent past, he's exploited the conditions fully. Quickish delivery. Harid Hasaranga.
I think this will be a massive win for Pakistan. They won the series against South Africa just last week, 2-1. In the 2 games they did win, were chasing. This occasion, gone out there, got a big score and looking to defend it. The ODI rankings, which are important, generally determines who qualifies for the World Cup going forward. Pakistan at the moment ranked 5th, Sri Lanka ranked 4th.
Yeah, Pakistan performances last year and early this year, they were not great. But you have to give credit to the selectors and BCB. They're stuck with this bunch of boys. They ignored quite a few failures, kept on giving them a good run, and now they're coming good. They're playing as a unit. They started to understand each other's game, and that augurs well for Pakistan.
The emergence of a couple of very good all-rounders definitely does help. Fahim Ashraf been around for a while, but as you mentioned, the confidence, making him quite a useful performer, and that adds balance to the team. got Mohammad Nawaz, who's one of the leading spinners. He bats at 7. Then Fahim Ashraf at 9. So there's a bit of mix and match that you can do to change things around depending on conditions.
Yeah, most of the players, they started to feel they belong. And once as a player, you start to feel that, you start to show your true colors. Slowly, gradually. Ticking boxes.
Last ball of the second power play. Hit hard, but still can't beat the fielder in the deep. 40 bowls, 222 for 7. The second ODI 100 for Salman Ali Agha. A maiden ODI half-century for Hussain Talat. Now Pakistan on top. 10 overs to go. The third power play, the umpire making the signal. That would mean if Pakistan wishes, they could push another fielder outside the circle. A maximum of 5, that would mean. The star with the ball, Harish Rauf. Got 2 overs remaining. Picked up 4 wickets. He's brought back. Bowled quickly. Most importantly, bowled pretty straight.
And bowled with searing pace. A stellar performer for Pakistan in this outing. Pakistan was desperately looking for a breakthrough. He was the one who initiated it, and from there on, kept on picking up wickets, had the opposition under pressure, made things easier for his captain. And he deserved 5 wickets haul.
Well, opportunity definitely there. 5 for 18. Harish Rauf's best figures. He wants it to be his best effort. 1 wicket would against Afghanistan in Hambantota. Movement. Hence, the line wrong. He's not expecting that. He's expecting the ball to go straight through. But the jag into the right-hander is taking it way past leg stump.
What was refreshing with Harish Rauf's bowling this evening, we all know that he brings the ball back into the batsman consistently, but he got that away movement this evening. Going down, going down.
He went straight to Rizwan. But nothing from his mate, hence he walks back. He thought he had his 5th. There we go, he's wide of the crease as well, so the angle definitely taking it down leg side. Now Pakistan have a problem going forward. I think Abrar Ahmed is a big part of this team. Not playing today in this post, but looking at how this team has performed. How do you see that? Bringing him back for the second ODI, who do you leave out? These are good headaches to have though.
You're trying to ask me who?
Well bowled again. Yeah, these are the headaches you want to have. Abrar is a mystery spinner. On good pitches, he's the one who can get you wickets for sure.
especially on a pitch like this, if you have the opportunity to bowl first, Abrar can be handy, no doubt about it. Yeah, Naseem Shah struggled with the new ball, but he really is exceptional. Shaheen Shah Afridi decent. So I think it's going to be a choice between Abrar and Fahim Ashraf.
But plenty to think of though.
Like you suggested, it's a headache, isn't it? But a good one. Pakistan has been craving for this headache. He's been decent, Chamira. It's 2 to 5 for 7.
Mohammad Nawaz is back. Watching Pakistan bat, I thought it's a new ball pitch. The ball is hard, the seam standing out. Hit the seam, getting something out of the pitch, and that's why Pakistan struggled early. But it was totally the other way around when Sri Lanka came out to bat. The new ball was easy to pick off.
And if you talk about Sri Lanka,
well, Tikshana really needs to be looked at. Didn't make much of an impact, and over the last year or so hasn't really picked up many wickets. So that's where the third seamer could come in. A third seamer definitely would have been handy here today. Just to follow up on the good work Chamira and Asita Fernando did with the new ball. As Janit Lianage got through 6 overs, but was not a wicket-taking threat. All 3 ODIs to be played here in Rawalpindi. Then we move on to T20 triangular where Zimbabwe join the 2 teams. We start off in Rawalpindi and then move to Lahore. He came in pace and gets cracked through the offside.
A simple, smart, all-in-one app for your investments. Begin your journey to smart investments at just rupees 250. Download Share Market today. Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Into the gap with power.
Everything wrong about that from Mohammad Nawaz, because I think he bowled it seam up, he bowled it short, he bowled it wide. You are getting spanked. Edge doesn't carry. That's a better line to bowl to. Hasaranga looked to cramp him up and force him to hit leg side. He's now got mid-wicket in play as well. Wants to keep the strike, Hasaranga. Ends the 42nd, Sri Lanka 234 for 7.
234 for 7. Sri Lanka got 8 overs left to try and get 66 runs. I don't think that's the problem. The problem is the wickets column. 3 wickets only left. So that's asking for a lot if you're chasing 300. Lot will depend on this man who punches it. Half stop. Only a single. There is so much that Hasaranga could do. What matters, Waka, is the support he's going to get at the other end. Chamira has made 4 of 13. Hasaranga will have to make sure that he keeps the strike and also it is a very tall order.
Yeah, the last hope Sri Lanka's got is Hasaranga. If he stays out there till the end, and if Chamira can just sort of hang around, doesn't matter, even if he takes few extra delivery. Have a look at that ball just rolling on the field. There's plenty of dew now. The ball's getting very damp. That's where the towels are out, trying to keep it nice and dry. There you go. Not easy when the ball gets damp. It gets very soapy. It's hard to control the ball, to grip the ball. So that's why I feel with Hasaranga still out there, I don't think Sri Lanka should lose hope. Just 1 good over, 2 good overs, things can change very quickly.
Goes through the offside. But that's the very reason that Sri Lanka will be kicking themselves. We're talking about dew. You spoke about the slippery ball, the difficult ball to grip. But if you look at the Sri Lankan batting, unfortunately, nobody's really gone on and made that big score. They've all got their 30s and 40s. And no big partnership other than that first wicket. And this is exactly what Sri Lanka was hoping when they won the toss, the dew.
I can think of the 2 occasions where things changed toward Pakistan. One, of course, Babar Azam's brilliance in the slip cordon took a very, I think that made a big difference. And then Sri Lanka playing that shot, it was not needed then. The run rate was in control. All he needed was just to stay out there and keep rotating strike. Things would have been a lot better. And I'm sure Sri Lanka sitting in the dugout will be thinking, why have I done that? He was 32 or 49, he was going quite well.
This time he finds the offside. Might pick the gap, he does. These are useful runs for Sri Lanka. That required rate is around 8 runs and over. But compare it with runs versus balls, 58 or 43. But again, the critical factor, Bakar, are the 3 wickets that they're holding on to.
Yeah, that's why I say Hasaranga is the man. If he keep going like this, with the dew and ball coming on the bat nicely, I still won't write Sri Lanka off. Yes, Pakistan have more chance if they pick up Hasaranga's wicket. That's it then.
Yeah, that's sensible too. They're just knocking it into gaps. And they've got 9 runs off that over. 243 for 7. Partnership 33 of 36. Hasaranga has got 34 of 34. Personally, Chamira on the other hand, 15 of 6. Now he's got a role to play here, Chamira. He's not there to look to blast the bowling. Yes, if you get an opportunity, go after it. But the primary objective should be to give Hasaranga the strike. Try and feed him the strike as much as he can. Don't look for that glory shot. Hasaranga has played a responsible innings so far. 57 is what he's after. 2 is the call. And they'll come for 2. This might be tight. Yeah, he needs to grab it first before he takes the bails off. So couple of the first delivery.
Good start of the over for Saranga and Sri Lanka. Back then, facing the next delivery, hit it in the gap, and he was very clear in his calling that we are looking for 2. I'm the one who should be facing more deliveries, and rightly so, off the turf. Not that easy to even run out people just to get the right idea where the ball is going to be, because it comes quickly sometime, and sometime with the dampness it sticks in the ground. But it's coming very nicely off the surface now. Ah, what a delivery out of nowhere. And that is the problem. Saranga 100% thinking that how am I going to play that delivery, because he was expecting the ball to come in with the angle, ball just seaming away.
Just look at his from his body, as you said, playing for the angle. Just left the right hander brilliantly bowled. Brilliant line. Just beating the outside edge. Wants 2, but they just get a single. Now Sri Lanka 54 of 39, so they'll want to bat as deep as possible. Maybe if they can get through this spell, maybe to the last 2 or 3 overs. That might be interesting.
Back the remaining overs. Sri Lankan batters, even if it gets to the last man, just make sure that you bat the entire quota of overs. You never know. With the ball coming on the bat nicely, just need 1 big over, and that's it.
And deliveries like this. That wasn't called a wide. For a moment I thought it went down the leg side.
According to the new rules, if you move from your stance and the ball stays in that blue line on the right of your picture, that cannot be called wide.
There goes the explanation. Alex Wolf indicating that. Bounce. For a moment I thought that it would go down the throat of the man at long on, but he didn't get hold of it.
Hasaranga is going to go and talk to him, talk to Chamira, and tell him that we're not out of this game yet. You don't have to be silly and play shots like that. Just look for single. But Roshan, us tailenders, we have different ideas.
Beautiful, but cannot beat the fielder at extra cover. It's a very good over. 247 for 7. Now to the last 6 overs. Now at the corresponding stage, Pakistan was looking to build momentum. 240 for 5. They were...
क्या आपको पता है सिर्फ 5 मिनट की प्रार्थना आपके दिन को पूरा बदल सकती है? भक्ति का मतलब सिर्फ त्योहार के दिन या बड़े अवसर पर प्रार्थना करना नहीं है। असली भक्ति तब है जब आप हर दिन भगवान को याद करते हो। सुबह उठते ही प्रार्थना करना, रात को शुक्रिया कहना, ये छोटी सी आदत ही आपके दिन को रोशन और मन को शांत बना देती है। सीखो ऐप पर आपको मिलेगा वही असली भक्ति का रूटीन जो आपके हर दिन को एक त्योहार बना देगा। तो अगर आप भी चाहते हो कि आपका दिन हर सुबह पॉजिटिविटी और भक्ति के साथ शुरू हो, अभी सीखो ऐप डाउनलोड करो।
इंस्टॉल नाउ पे क्लिक करो और अभी सीखो ऐप डाउनलोड करो।
Look, I don't know if Hasaranga has spoken to him, said, okay, if you want to play shots, just be sensible. Holding bat really tight, and that's the reason. And that is the reason. And Chamira's got to go. That is poor batting. Make no sense to me.
Don't see anything sensible in that. That was exactly what we felt he shouldn't have done. The plan should have been get Hasaranga on strike. And there you are, rolling his fingers on top of it. And this wicket compounds Sri Lanka's problems. So he walks back for 7 of 19 balls, Sri Lanka, 247 for 8.
Yeah, poor shot. Had no control over it, and don't need to sort of play that shot. Already lost 7 wickets, and losing another one is not going to help the cause. Hasaranga will be disappointed. Surya will be very disappointed on that shot. That's why he's scratching his head, and rightly so. Fahim picking up his second. He's bowled quite nicely, just quietly.
Mahesh Deekshana on strike. That's what they want. That is exactly the game plan. Get the sit batter on strike. That's the best chance Sri Lanka has.
Yeah, saw him coming down the pitch. Fahim. He might not have that sort of pace which Haris Rauf have, but he's very smart. Bangs it short and pick up a wicket. Now it's job of Hasaranga to just play more deliveries. Even if he has to play dot deliveries, look for boundary now. Quite run rate over 9 now.
3 balls left in the over. Hits it far, in fact hard, straight to mid-off. Good intent, good thinking, because mid-off was inside the circle. He was looking to beat that man at mid-off. That was 4. But just a single.
He's still not bothered. He's just making sure that he takes a single and allow the new batter to face the deliveries. I thought he will be more smarter and play more deliveries.
A dot. Straight to the man at point. So that run rate is now closing in on 10. 9.87. 51 of 31. And now they're met. Starting to hug each other. Pakistan worm, now that he is on the ascendancy, he's going up.
That's when Mohammad Nawaz was batting. And that knock of 38 in no time put Pakistan in a driving seat. Very lazy effort from Rizwan. He should have come on to the stumps. Both the batters were just standing in the middle. No understanding at all. A good call from the batter, but look at Rizwan. He was very lazy. He should have ran nowhere near. Could have been another wicket for Pakistan.
250 for 8. three-match ODI series. The first game played today, and then cricket returns on the 13th of November, same venue, Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, and the final game of the three-match series on the 15th of November. That's where after which the triangular series involving Zimbabwe starts. That's a T20 version. Nicely worked behind square leg. Just a single. I like Mahesh Deekshana's approach, because he's looking to try and give Hasaranga the strike. 49 of 29. Now Hasaranga needs to go, because that run rate is over 10 runs and over.
It's up to him now. You cannot leave it to Deekshana. You just got to take charge and look for boundaries now. Sri Lanka had to win this game. Hasaranga has got to score maybe 65, 70. And that has to come quickly now. Cannot leave it for too long.
They're trying to drag it deep. That seemed to be the plan, so that's why they are even looking to take those singles. Hasaranga's having faith in Deekshana to try and rotate the strike, but this is the time that Sri Lanka needs at least one boundary and over. Singles aren't going to help, because at this stage the run rate will climb, and it tends to climb rather rapidly. Now over 10 runs and over, 48 of 28. That's gone fine, but only a single. Sri Lanka hasn't hit a boundary of the last 16. In fact, the last boundary 16 balls ago. That's a long time waiting.
I know Sri Lanka or Hasaranga wants to take the game deep, but this is deep now. Because if you go into the last maybe 2 to 3 overs, this run rate will be what, 13, 14 maybe, and it might be just too late then. You don't want this run rate to creep further than that.
That is exactly the point. That is exactly the point. You just can't afford with your tail enders to have a run rate at around 12 or 13 going into. So Hasaranga needs to move, needs to take a few risks. Now or never.
You think Deekshana will take?
Somebody needs to, because they need to make sure that the run rate doesn't get out of hand. But the best person to do that has to be Hasaranga. See, at this stage, singles are fine by Pakistan. They don't mind it. In fact, they'll get it
At ease. 44 required now of 25.
Well, the best they can hope for is a boundary here. Doesn't. Goes a short delivery, a dot. One. 256 for 8. I think he's going to ask as to where the ball pitched. Was it outside?
That the onside patrolling the boundary. Big gaps available. And played it.
环保袋，今年还多加了牛仔款，时尚又好看，入手真不亏，还有很多有趣的小玩意，每次来都能发现新大陆。
Challenge, that's a fight. He plays it, oh, well fielded, well fielded. That was
Gaps when the extra fielder comes inside and you feel like going after the bowling. Bowling card. Shine is done. Naseem Shah has got one left, one for Rauf, and then there is one over. A
partnership.
Fahim Ashraf not giving any pace.
Looking to take the aerial route. And and the ball landing in no man's land. What they get. That is the half century for Wanindu Hasaranga, 50 of 45 balls.
And the dugout, very pleased with the effort from Hasaranga. He's saying, I'm still out there. Well, he's the man among wickets, so Shaheen be thinking he's going to get me another one.
Strike. Now this is a good contest. Hasaranga versus Harish Rao. And so is square leg and long on. But Hasaranga, he's very strong on the offside.
That's not good captaincy. Bringing in the mid-wicket fielder, pushing the third man back on the boundary.
Sri Lanka ever so close, 24 of 14. They got 7 of the first 4.
So far, whatever we've seen, it feels that
7 runs of the first 4 deliveries.
With fielders inside the circle, that'll be a huge bonus at this stage of the game. With him hitting a boundary this ball and Sarang. Partnership, just have a look at the partnership, that's the key. They both put 30 of 23 deliveries. Three was looking for a cut, and then he saw the length and decided to play that drive. Just the fielder at cover got a hand on it. That's the reason why it just did.
जब शहर का सबसे पावरफुल आदमी उसके सामने झुक जाता है।
मिस्टर सेन, क्या हुआ? यार बॉस, आपकी कंपनी के शेयर्स अचानक गिर गए और सप्लाई भी बंद। सारे पार्टनर्स कंपनसेशन मांग रहे हैं।
कौन है टॉम? क्या है इसकी कहानी? कैसे बदला उसने पूरा खेल? देखिए रिटर्न ऑफ द कुंग फू मास्टर सिर्फ ज़ो टीवी पर।
Fantastic scenes here at Rawalpindi. 21 of 9.
3 precious deliveries in the over from Naseem Shah. And he hits it straight down to long on. Has it cleared the fielder? It hasn't. So Pakistan get the prize wicket and Babar Azam the catcher. Wanindu Hasaranga, the last hope for Sri Lanka, goes.
So close, but so far away. Excellent knock from Hasaranga. Comes to an end. It was a good hit. Just wanted a little bit more on it. Babar Azam in the deep. Stayed calm, collective, and took it comfortably. It's not over the wayside, so no issues, no problem there. I think Hasaranga wanted to go a little straighter. Babar Azam, second time around, fetching a brilliant catch. 59 for Hasaranga. Sri Lanka 279 for 9 now.
Asita Fernando comes out at number 11. Just 8 deliveries left. Doesn't really carry too much of credentials as a batter, Asita. Just 7 runs in his 26 games. But Hasaranga was the last hope. And what an innings. I mean, he was Sri Lanka's top scorer. 59 or 52, and naturally he'd be disappointed. He was looking to go over the top. Very nearly succeeded. And oh, lucky, almost saved the off stump. So 21 of 7. And naturally, this camp looks happier. And this is another look.
Got a little big on him, Hasaranga. He could have dragged it to mid-wicket maybe, but because he made up his mind to hit straight. Just the ball coming in. Didn't really middle it. Few more yards. Things would have been totally different. Babar Azam, brilliant in the field today.
Yeah, one outstanding catch in the slips, and this is very well taken under pressure at long on. Last ball of the over. And he keeps it out. But a very good over from Nasim Shah. It is 279 for 9, Sri Lanka. We're down to the last over, and Sri Lanka need 21 runs of just 6 deliveries with 1 wicket standing. And that is a tough ask. Sri Lanka will be very, very disappointed with the way they batted. Hussain Talat. We spoke about a spinner bowling, but Pakistan have someone up their sleeve. Right arm, medium fast, bowls a bit of seam. Hussain Talat batted brilliantly in that massive partnership that swung the game towards Pakistan. And now, the last over.
Good captaincy by Shaheen Shah Afridi, bringing Nasim Shah for the 49th over. Bit of risk was involved in that. And if he didn't pick up a wicket, then what about the last over? Who's going to bowl the last over? Now things are a lot easier. They'll feel that they're home. It's a bit too much for these two batters. And I'm sure Hussain Talat will not give any pace to these batters. He'll look to bowl those off-cutters, which he bowls quite nicely. I'm surprised that he didn't bowl earlier. I guess because of the, over rate and they were behind. They were trying to bowl the spinners quickly and stay in there. But still, they were late for 4 overs. And that's not good.
Hits it down to deep cover for a single. And in fact, they're coming back for 2. Nice Deekshana wants a strike. But again, looking at the Sri Lankan batting, I mean, if you look at what they were hoping for, they were hoping for dew. The dew arrived. Pakistan 4 overs late. They went into the last 4 overs with just 4 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. So these were factors that could have been utilized or exploited by Sri Lanka.
It was that middle part when Haris Rauf was bowling, where he picked up 3 wickets in no time. I think that really damaged the Sri Lankans. That will be called wide. I think losing 3 wickets in the span of 3-4 overs really damaged their momentum. Things were looking very calm, collective. They were going quite strongly at that stage. But Haris Rauf was just superb. Bowled fast. He bowled with smartness. Swung the ball.
Hussain Talat again. And well, I can tell you that Mahesh Deekshana is swinging to the hills, swinging at everything, and Hussain Talat's going wider and wider. Now 17 or 4, but yes, you're right, Waka, that spell, those 3 wickets of Kamil Mishara and Kusal Mendis of consecutive deliveries, and then Pathum Nissanka. So that was the time that Pakistan dented that Sri Lankan momentum. And again, the wicket of Asalanka. And he's really throwing his bat this time, and he's got a boundary. Well, Deekshana is trying hard. He's going to go down fighting here. Still, this
game is on. It's not done yet. Still 3 balls remaining, 13 runs. Yes, this coming delivery is very, very important, very crucial. Still tension in the dugout. Still hope in this dugout. 13 of 3. With a fielder extra inside the circle. There are gaps. Need to hit a boundary. This is an important delivery.
Goes over the top. He's going to get a boundary. That's another one. So it's 9 of 2 now.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Suddenly, from nowhere, they bounce back. And it is that man, Thikshana. He's on 19 of 16. Wow, what a game we had. Still not done. He's moving all over the place and then looking to swing the bat. Edgy, but they'll take it. No issues there with the fielders inside the circle. There are gaps. Eyes lit up.
Can he get another boundary of this ball? 2 boundaries of 2. That will be a tie. But they need a boundary. And this is a very important delivery in the context of the game. 9 of 2, 8 to tie. And it's a dot. It's a dot. So Pakistan will feel safe, barring a no ball. I think Pakistan are safe here.
Sometimes I don't understand why batters play these sort of shots, especially when you're a late order batsman or a tail ender. Just go in front of you, look to hit straight. The ball is not doing much. With that cheeky shots or a paddle sweep, there's every chance that you'll miss it. That's what happened. Only no ball can keep Sri Lanka in the game now.
Hits it firmly, and that is the game. They'll come back for 2, but it doesn't matter. They needed 9 runs of 1 ball. They got 2, so Pakistan win by 6 runs. A very close game. Sri Lanka fought hard, took the game almost down to the wire, and 293 for 9 is what Sri Lanka finally ended up in 50 overs.
So many ups and downs in this first game of 3 ODI series, 3-match ODI series. And some great performances, some great bowling. Excellent 100 by Salman Ali Agha. Sri Lanka bowled really, really well with the new ball. Batting was a little shaky in the middle. Came back nicely at the end with Hasaranga's 59. But this man, his spell was important. When things were cruising for Sri Lanka, RS Rauf came in and bowled a spell which took the game away from Sri Lanka in that period. And then Pakistani ball.
ये है खुशी खंबाटा. आज इनसे मेडल मिस हो गया तो अगले साल दोबारा जीत सकती है. और फेवरेट कंपनी के आईपीओस में इन्वेस्ट करने का चांस मिस हो गया तो दोबारा नहीं आएगा. अपस्टॉक्स के थ्रू हॉटेस्ट आईपीओस में इन्वेस्ट करो सीधे अपने फोन से. अपस्टॉक्स स्टार्ट करके देखो.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risk. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Yeah, don't forget that Mohammad Nawaz little knock of 37 of 23 deliveries right at the end when Pakistan needed to cut loose, and he played that cameo which put Pakistan in a position where Sri Lanka needed 300. It could have been easily 280 or less. This is the scorecard. They all got starts apart from Mendes, but couldn't really capitalize, couldn't really go and make 70, 80 or 100. Hasaranga came right at the end, scored 59 of 52, gave a little hope to the Sri Lankans, but it was a little too late.
Well, that has been Sri Lanka's problem. Many starts, but nobody really making it big, and even partnerships. Just the 85 runs for the opening, and then some partnerships, the best being 57, but nothing really big to try and help Sri Lanka to get over the line. Pakistan bowling, well, Haris Rauf, head and shoulders above the rest, 4 for 61. Fahim also played a part. Nawaz 1 for 48. And a good support from the rest of the bowlers.
Maybe a little expensive, 4 for 61, but he'll take it. Is the middle spell where he picked up 3 wickets, made a huge difference in winning this game. Let's have a look at the highlights. This is how they started. Sri Lanka, Salman Ali Agha dropping Nissanka early on in the game, and then next sort of 12 to 13 overs, it was all the openers playing some beautiful shots, driving well, and then that spell from Haris Rauf really made the difference. I enjoyed the batting by these two openers. Catch taken by Shaheen there with the bowling of Haris Rauf, and this was a beauty, a pacey delivery, a real quick delivery. Then Nissanka is pitching it up, swinging the ball away from him, getting the edge. And there was a little knock played there by the skipper, Sri Lanka, but didn't really work for him.
And then that outstanding catch, Babar Azam. That was a stunning catch to dismiss Samara Wickrama. Janit Lineage threatened. And then this was critical. This was really critical. The captain being dismissed. And then Pakistan never really let any batter settle. That was a brilliant delivery from Nasim Shah. And then that one coming to Mendes. The ball staying down. And Shamira just looking to play that glorious shot, caught and bowled. And Vanidhu Hasaranga, who tried hard and very nearly single-handedly took Sri Lanka towards the target, caught in the deep. And Pakistan eventually winning by 6 runs. Right, so that's how the game ended. Pakistan 299 for 5, courtesy that 100 of Salman Agha, 105, good support from the rest of the batting. And Sri Lanka made 293 for 9, handing Pakistan a 6-run win in the opening game of this Tri-Nation series. So we're going to take a short break, and when you come back, it will be the post-match presentation. Salman Aga.
How consistent is my mutual fund? Where does it invest? Is it too risky? If the
Come and introduce Marty. Can we please start with welcoming Rear Admiral Fred Sinaviratna, retired His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, Sales Head North Infinity Ventures Super Saf. The first award for tonight, can I please ask Mr. Rear Admiral Fred Sinaviratna, retired earlier, 10 overs, 4 important wickets, all 4 of those of the Sri Lankan top order. Mr. Mohammad Jameel Ahmed will now come forward to present the Vigo test. All kept the match in a tense position, 59 or 52, 7 fours, and add the 3 wickets earlier on in the piece as well. Next award, can I please ask Mr. Avais Gilani, second one in his ODI career, 105 of 87 deliveries, and a match-winning knock in the end. The player of the match, who is also Salman Ali Agha tonight, with the player of the match tonight, Salman Ali Agha.